Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to the Z3M3 Randomiser. We're back in Criteria, and I'm going to be heading to the wrecked ship as Wario because I have the gravity suit. I can get into Brinstar the back way and grab a couple of items as well. Let's see, what else have I got in terms of key cards? I've got the level 1 key card for the wrecked ship, so I can grab a few items along the way. So we'll be able to get a few interesting bits and pieces, hopefully. And I will also put on screen that I actually did manage to acquire those 2 keys in at the end of the Brinstar Gauntlet. One was a key for the Palace of Darkness. I didn't see what the other one was, so we'll find that out eventually. So apologies for not paying attention. Let's put that in now. And we'll get back to it. So we'll pop down here because we can grab a couple of items in the back end of Brinstar and run into crabs. But we can also unload a fair bit of damage into them. The Spazer is okay, but at the moment. But mind you, that's because I'm dealing with some fairly capable threats along the way. The gravity suit will give me good armor. That will help if I have to fight Phantoon, which I probably will. I did pretty well last time, but it was very ironic to note I did really well in the Brinstar Gauntlet off camera. Just one of those things, isn't it? So, over here... Whoops. Over here we can get something. Take out a couple of side hoppers. Right, 3, and if we use a power bomb, we can smash our way in and encounter super missiles. So there is one of those Samus Eaters, I believe they're officially called. that doesn't actually have teeth in it. So, just a pathway. Now I have to get out of here without being comboed by the spikes. That will help. Alright, maybe I didn't get comboed by the spikes, but I got eaten by a plant. I'm not starting off well. Wow. It has been one of those weeks. It has been dreadful, to put it lightly. But I can save here. I've got a bit of adventuring to do. That's always the way, isn't it? You just sometimes wonder, I can do a better job than this. I can do this better. It's kind of a problem for me when it comes to actually doing recordings and things like that, because I can be a bit of a perfectionist. I want to make sure I get everything just right. It's the reason I'm starting all this again, because, well, I didn't think I did well enough in terms of commentary the first time around. So yeah, I can get amazingly nitpicky about this sort of thing. Not out of any real sense of... Okay, there's a fair bit of self-loathing involved, I'll be honest. But a lot of it is because I really want to do a good job and bring the best I can. What's in here anyway? I know what... Okay, so we can kill these things. We might be able to blast our way through with power bombs. Nice. So, those things can be killed. Normally you need the ice beam... Oh, wait, they are dead. Normally you need the ice beam to get past them. I think this is where you get power bombs normally. Regular bombs. See, a wall of power bombs. We might get a couple of power bomb tanks out of this in the main game. There is a fantastic irony in that. I have to be honest. I'm not even mad. That is trolling in an exquisite form. I am impressed, game. I am honestly impressed. That is so well played. Ah, zeros. So much grief you got from those in, what's its thingy? What's its thingy being, Metroid Fusion. Okay. I can't do a lot unless I go down and get whatever is in the X-ray visor room. And, really, I'm not that confident. I could go back and get it. I'd be a little bit stuck down here and have to rely on the... Yeah, I don't really want to go down there just yet. Just bear with me a moment. Sorry about that. Just trying to coordinate a few messages with family for an activity tomorrow. At the time of record... I know they say you probably shouldn't date your recordings, but at the time of recording this, it is the... Is there a significant term for the Thursday before Good Friday? Because it's that, and there's a second-hand book sale on tomorrow. So we're coordinating things while we're waiting in line. Because, well, I love reading. I've been very fond of reading, as I mentioned in last year's, I think it was last year's birthday special. I was always an avid reader. I was reading since well before primary school, and the general gist was, don't leave anything lying around that you don't want me to read, because I would find a way to read it. I can still read things upside down. Excuse me, I am trying to talk. And yeah, I just love books of all kinds. I've been reading a fair few non-fiction books. Okay, hard container, I'll take that. I wonder if I think one of the keys I got might have been the key to the Swamp Palace I was missing, which is really good if it was. And it's interesting that while we're going through that area, we actually had Lower Brinstar playing. Back to Powerbomb jumping, sadly. Where do I get the... Oh, the ice beam! Yes, now I can actually go and find out what was in the... Yeah, I'll actually quickly duck back and go to the area I'm talking about, where you would normally get the X-ray visor. The following ineptitude is extremely dangerous and should only be replicated on YouTube by a professional idiot. Man, those spikes really are brutal. Well, there's a bit more health back. I avoided that one random waiver that keeps stitching me up. I avoided both of them. I'm very happy with that. What did I come all this way for? Okay, I can shoot that. The magic cape! That's not bad. I think I do have to bomb that. And then bomb jump out. Power bombs do get a fair bit of utility in all fairness. Out we go. Can I make it all the way back? The magic cape is not vital, but it's handy. That wave is not coming for me in. Okay, now we're cooking. Almost. We were cooking for a little bit, but then I wound up burning it. Still, there is an energy recharge at the bottom of this. So I can recharge if I need to, but let's get back on the path to the wrecked ship. That should give us what I need. But yeah, I probably should have a focal topic, and I'm trying to make it books, because, well, it's always an enjoyable experience being able to read things. And just using the imagination you get from that, things like that. It's just anything that helps bring you into those other worlds in any way. I appreciate all that so much. It's just amazing what a good book, even a good game can do, because you start to get spurred on by imagination. The visions you make yourself and the things I wind up walking into. That's one of the most important things, being able to create. And I think that's one thing I like when it comes to books. Being able to develop your own little things. Just build on those worlds. Envision yourself in them. To learn about our world as well. There's so much that goes right in those, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, not every book is going to be great, and it really does depend on what your tastes are. Like, I'm probably not going into sort of deeply religious works and things like that, because I don't have any particular faith myself. Like, I'm not necessarily going to get great mileage out of various religious texts, but looking at them from, like, I wouldn't necessarily get a lot out of the Bible as a guidepost for my life, but as a means of observing a faith and how it practices. Non-fiction books about religion can be particularly interesting. At least so I think, anyway. because you get sort of an interesting insight into things. It was one of the reasons I took classes that actually focused on the history of Islam and things like that when I was at university, because at the time there was a lot of doubt and hesitation and easy fear-mongering, and the only way you'd probably really find anything to do with Muslims mentioned in society here was if, I don't know, News Corp or something like that was mentioning them, and pretty much anything that Rupert Murdoch's minions try to present as truth is going to be a very, 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 many varies long way off. So I thought, okay, I don't want to just hear what Rupert Murdoch has to say because it's pretty much blatant lies. What's the real deal? What sort of things are actually said? What are the actual practices? It pays to question a lot of things, in all fairness. It pays to ask questions and try to learn things. Don't be too closed-minded. Don't assume you have to question everything in sort of a... I'm not sure what the best way to put it is. Some people insist on questioning absolutely everything even though the truth is right there. But really, I'm not sure what the best way to phrase it is, but definitely be curious. Be curious, investigate, ask questions. Try to find things out. So I can't get too much here in the wrecked ship. There is something I can get here, I think? Or is it further up? Here it is. It's one item you can get when the ship isn't functional. More bombs! Nice. Okay, so, I thought it was funny game, you can stop now. Yeah, basically just be willing to ask questions and learn. There's a point where if you're just insisting on questioning everything and saying that everything has to happen for a reason and sort of all the conspiracy theory junk, you're gonna push it way too far. But honestly, asking some common sense questions can be very good. There's so much to learn about, really. So many good things. So much to discover. Alright, in we go. So we need regular missiles for this fight. If you hit Phantoon with a super missile, you'll do more damage. But you will also cause it to really lose its cool and attack more viciously. So we can load a couple of missiles into it. And I can wipe out those flames with my beam, which is very useful. Alright. Slowly but surely, Phantoon's hue will change to red. It'll go orangey, reddish. And just keep shooting the flames for pickups. I don't know if I want to demonstrate what happens if I use a super missile. Normally I've at least got the barrier suit. Alright, we got a few missiles away. So, it's going very orangey. Getting close. I might be able, if I top my health up a little bit more, I'd probably be able to feel confident unloading a super missile. But right now, no. Okay, we probably are at the point where we could. It's a very vibrant orange. So wait for it to reappear. Oh, well that's what happens. I killed it. Phantoon is dead. So yeah, I didn't even know Phantoon. I hadn't played Super Metroid, so the first time I actually did see Phantoon. Oh, Dragon's boss credit. Was my brother playing Other M. It's got some issues with the story, but it's okay in terms of gameplay. It's very different. But yeah, could be worse, could be a lot worse. Ah, atomics. Oh, good. So, Ice Beam will dish out a bit of... Oh, we can get an item here. Ice Beam will dish out a fair bit of damage. Because last time I think I was facing those with just the normal beam, and I had to rely on... Oh wait, that's the map station. So that's not that helpful. Yeah, I basically had to rely on super missiles, which wasn't fun. I mean, I had plenty, but... But yeah, there's only so much you can do. So, basically, I want to make my way through here and scavenge some items. Since I actually have the speed booster this time, I can get everything I need to. So, there's an item in here. There are probably... Oh, the high jump! Well, that's not too bad. That's a pretty good reward. Okay, so there's an item over here. And I do have to bomb my way through it. Luckily, I've got so many power bombs. But yeah, like this. You look at the creativity behind this. People were inspired. People were inspired by a game they loved to create this. Like, things like that really are good. Being able to create such a masterpiece of a game. Now, which one actually takes me there? Because I have the X-ray visor, so it's the second one up. What are we gonna... Ah, boss key for Thieves Town. I like that. Okay, so that was well worth coming in here. But yeah, the creativity of things like this. The fan games that your favourite title might inspire. Like, I've kept an eye on things just out of curiosity. I don't have Steam, so I can't necessarily get it. But things like I've seen Aero GPX, and the way that replicates and puts its own spin on F-Zero's gameplay. Oh boy, that's something. See, that's a real labour of love. That's something special that was made through inspiration from your favourite works. People who are inspired to write by some of their favourite works. Like, you look just recently, the passing of Akira Toriyama. How many people were inspired to pick up a pen or pencil or any sort of artistic material because of Toriyama? The works that have been inspired by Toriyama, I didn't even realise. But apparently even the Mario series, the way Mario moved in Super Mario Bros. 3 and even possibly the Tanuki suit, inspired by Arale. Somebody who gets out there and creates can provide so much beauty, so much joy to the world. And isn't that just one of the most wonderful things you can think of? Being able to use what you do to inspire others, to have them create alongside you and ultimately make a better world. Like, that's really something. Like, I don't know if he ever realized just what a legacy he'd have. But everything Gunpei Yokoi left with those early days of Nintendo have inspired so many people. I wonder how many people wanted to go into game design because of Mario games, because of Final Fantasy games, because of Sonic games, because of so many different things. Okay, so I need to get to a tripper up the top. I remember the first time I played this, I thought those things looked like the Enterprise. Oh, no, I do actually need to jump. That's a bit of a problem, but we know the shovel is there, so it's good for one check at least. So I can stand on top of this, then cruise back. Excuse me. Well, that's one way to get it. We have a shovel. And now I can get through here. This takes us back to the start of the area, but we got 50 bucks. Actually, we might be able to get out. Okay, we do go back to the start of the area. Just bear with me. Actually, it might be a good spot for me to wrap things up so that I can get back to that particular area as we go. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.